What's going on, everybody? I'm Kevin from Cigar Prop, and it's another Tech Tip Sunday. It's been a few weeks. I had a birthday. We've had some storms. It's been a lot, but we're back, and I'm sitting outside in this beautiful Sunday morning here on the Gulf Coast of Florida, and yeah, it's beautiful because we just had Hurricane Milton roll through, suck some of the heat out. It's actually really pleasant outside. Just got everything cleaned up. We got all of our furniture back and everything else, and we got the generator drained yesterday and getting ready to put it away. And that's going to be the topic of today's tech tip is small motors, engines. Now, a lot of you up north are probably getting ready to put your lawnmowers away and getting your snow blowers out or whatever, leaf blow, whatever it is you're getting out. Here in Florida, we don't put our lawnmowers away. We may not use them for a couple weeks, maybe a month at best. So there's really no like storage issues. There's maintenance that you should be doing during that time that they are down, which nobody does, and then it all leads into issues. I hear it every year from my northern friends. Oh, snowblower wouldn't start up now. And I got a shovel or whatever, and it's always their fault. They didn't put it away properly. Same with mowers, and then same with people not here in Florida that had issues with their mowers because we almost use them nonstop. But for that month, you need to take care of your stuff. You need to change out your air filter. Most like Home Depot, like they offer kits, and I can see them on Amazon. They're because mowers aren't really specific, like a Honda Accord versus a Chevy Impala. A lot of mowers use the same engines, just different configurations. So you can buy kits what include oil, a spark plug, and air filter, and it's all one kit. Change out that spark plug during that 1 month that you're down. Change out that air filter, change out that oil. Changing the oil on a mower sucks. That's why nobody ever does it, and that's why mowers break. Go to your local mower shop. I have to believe every single city in America has one of these little mom and pop mower shops, and it's like, hey, my mower's running just fine. How much, for an oil change, filters, and then clean it all off. You're going to find it's next to nothing. It's going to be under $75, and it may sound like a lot, but if I actually mowed my own lawn, sometimes it's a pain. Take it in. Let them deal with it. Load it up in the truck. So get that taken care of. But the real point of this tech tip is when you're done using everything, like when I'm done using my generator, because I want to make this video because dozens and dozens. I made a post about it on Facebook yesterday, so you may have seen that. People, I'm reading all these comments. The storm's a day out. I can't get my generator running. I can't get my generator running. Well, you bought it during Hurricane Ian 2 years ago. You ran it for a couple of days, and then after the hurricane was over, you wheeled it into the corner of your garage and you just left it there. And you didn't know that, most likely. You would just thought, oh, it's an engine like my car. If I don't use it for a month, I can just go and start it up. And that's not how that works. First of all, most generators have metal and gas cans. If you can, you want to find recreational fuel. It's also ethanol-free fuel. We call it rec fuel. Ethanol gas, we've talked about this. Eventually, after sitting, the alcohol and the gasoline will separate. Where that alcohol will start to cause rust on metal components. That rust will get into the fuel, get sucked into your carburetor, get sucked into your lines. Now you're a couple $100 deep. You're half the cost of your generator in getting it repaired. So try to use ethanol-free fuel when you can. I don't. I never have. Because I ran this. Luckily, we only lost power for about an hour. We lost power with Ian for several days, but the storm had passed. And it's really easy. You take one of the fuel lines off, you let it drain inside a gas can, until no more fuel comes out. Put the cap back on, put the fuel line back on, then you just start the generator and you let it run. This one ran for probably 3 or 4 minutes on its own until it just chug, and then it died. I took the cap off and just let it sit for the rest of the day. Let any fuel in that tank evaporate. So now I know the carburetor bowl has no fuel in it. There's no fuel in any of the lines, any of the tanks. It's bone dry. That's what I did 2 years ago when I used this last. And when I went to pull this out for Hurricane Milton here, all I had to do is put gas in it, turn it on, hit the choke, 5 or 6 pulls, started right up. No issues at all because I took care of it and I stored it properly. And that's going to be the big thing, is just store your small engines properly. Use recreational fuel when you can. Change your filters. There's a reason why your dad and your grandfather used the same mower for like 30 years. And then you can't get 2 years out of your mower. You're like, I don't understand why I keep buying mowers or weed whackers or snow blowers or all these small engines. I see people all the time. You drive around, someone's got one at the end of their curb, free sign on it. And then you see these TikTok videos and these YouTube videos where people go around and just snatch these up and then just do a little maintenance on them and then fire them right back up. And some people give them away, charity. Some people resell them. But if that's okay with you, if you just want to go out every couple of years and spend $300, $400, $500 on a new piece of equipment because you didn't maintain it, and hey, I know I'm gonna get 3 years out of this mower, and I don't have to change the oil or anything else. Yeah, so be it. But if you want that piece of equipment to last, just maintain it. Figure it out. Go on YouTube, read, figure out what your maintenance is on that. But the big thing on small motors is getting that fuel out of there. The fuel is the biggest one. You could not change your oil on these small engines. I suggest you change your oil. With that being said, 2 years ago, I let this generator sit. Do you think I changed the oil before I started it back up? Nope. Took the stick out, looked at it. It was clean. I know, looking at it, I've told you that before, just looking at something isn't going to tell you the condition of it. But didn't feel any grit in it. There was no water. So I'm like, not going to worry about it. I have an extra quart of oil. Before my next storm, I'm not going to do it when I put this away. Before the next storm, I will change the oil on it. Because it doesn't have very much runtime on it. I think this is 100 hours. This probably doesn't have 40 hours on the oil. But the fuel is what kills these new motors, this ethanol fuel. Now you may be thinking, I'll just get recreational fuel, then it's good forever. Nay. Gas goes stale. You've heard that term. That's a real thing. You can get a lot longer out of it. Like if you're running your mower and you're down for that month, if you're running recreational fuel, there's no issue. Same with your snowblower or whatever other small engine. But recreational fuel, non-ethanol fuel can sit around for, depending on how it's being stored, where the engine, if it's vented or not. There's a lot of things going in it, but a couple of months. You can get a couple of months, up to 6 months before the gas goes stale, and you're going to want to drain that out. So, and then now, if you need your generator or whatnot, now you're having to worry about draining stale gas. Just drain it. Shut down your equipment properly, no matter what it is. If it's going to be more than a month, you're going to want to shut down all of your equipment properly. And that way, when you go to reuse it, it starts right up and there's no issues at all. And, the one thing you don't want to be thinking about when a hurricane or a blizzard or anything coming is you can't start it. Now you're got to hunt for someone to fix it while they're getting their property ready for this storm. And all could have been avoided by just draining the fuel. Just draining the fuel. That's what you should be taking away from this. Drain the fuel out of whatever it is that is holding the fuel. See you next week.